Today is January 11th, and this is The View with Catherine Chang. Today's topic is U.S. Ambassador to UN, Kathy Kraft, visiting Taiwan. First, Kathy Kraft is going to visit Taiwan on January 13th, and this is the first visit by the current UN ambassador ever, since U.S.-Taiwan broke in ties in 1979. I think there is a major significance, including the U.S. recognizes Taiwan as a sovereign and independent country. And 3 days after announcing Kathy Kraft will visit Taiwan, the U.S. Secretary of State Mike Pompeo announced on Sunday that the United States Department will lift all restrictions on U.S.-Taiwan exchanges. So, in the future, including Taiwan President and Vice President, they can enter the White House and State Department when they visit the United States. And Taiwan's military personnel can enter the Pentagon in military uniforms. And Taiwan can also host the flag-raising ceremony at Twin Oaks. Regarding this issue, China is kind of furious about it, and the KMT is out of control. Why? Here are some points. A. Kathy Kraft's visiting Taiwan was personally announced by the U.S. Secretary of State Mike Pompeo, and this is interpreted as a kind of a countermeasure by the U.S. to the China leading massive arrests in Hong Kong. Of course, this is also a gesture of the U.S. to show to China that they support Taiwan. B. Taiwan's largest opposition party, KMT, responded in a ridiculous manner. Some legislators question that Kathy Kraft can bring Taiwan. What can she bring, or what she will get from Taiwan? I think this comment is out of nowhere. Well, the U.S. ambassador to the United Nations visiting Taiwan is a major breakthrough for U.S.-Taiwan relations. I don't understand why the KMT thinks there should be a profit exchange. Is it because KMT is always followed by the exchange diplomacy? C. I'm curious about Kraft's visit to Taiwan from 13th to 15th. Besides giving a speech, she is set to meet with President Tsai and have lunch together. The question will it be possible for the U.S. Secretary of State Mike Pompeo to visit Taiwan, or even President Donald Trump? Or maybe President Tsai will visit the U.S. in the future. Here are the top stories. Today, we have 6 confirmed cases. They're all imported cases. They came from the Philippines, Indonesia, Egypt, and the United States. First, I want to talk about the U.S.-Taiwan relations has a major breakthrough for 42 years. Pompeo says U.S. lifting self-imposed restrictions on U.S.-Taiwan relationship. He said that Taiwan is a vibrant democracy and reliable partner for the U.S., and the U.S. government took these actions unilaterally in an attempt to appease the communist regime in Beijing. But no more. Also, Joe Biden commented to strong principled support for Taiwan, while Biden's transition team says that Biden will support a peaceful resolution of cross-strait issue and consistent with the wishes and best interests of the people of Taiwan. Additionally, Randall Schriver, former Assistant Secretary of Defense, urges Biden to support peaceful and prosperous Indo-Pacific. He said that when the U.S. government lifted all restrictions, realigning U.S. policy with the reality and setting the stage for a new era of U.S.-Taiwan relations. U.S. Undersecretary Keith Craig also showed support for Taiwan. He treated that Taiwan is a great partner, great friend, and magnificent role model of democracy. Our bond is based on common values. In response, we know that Taiwan Presidential Office thanked the U.S. Spokesperson Zhang Dunhan said that. He said, Taiwan thanks the U.S. State Department and all Americans whose long-standing support helped facilitate smooth cooperations in the political, economic, and security fields on both sides. On the other hand, as for China Global Times threatens Pompeo if he dares to visit Taiwan, and it said that if Pompeo visits Taiwan before the end of his term, the PLA fighters will fly over Taiwan as soon as possible. possible. However, spokesperson of U.S. State Department Morgan Ortagus entreated, and she said that, sorry, Global Times News, you are wrong again. Well, over here, you can see over here, as she said that the Secretary's upcoming trip to Europe will be his final overseas trip as Secretary. And she also said there are no plans to travel to Taiwan this week, but we will continue our consistent support for Taiwan. Well, it's a little bit ironic, right? We know that Taiwan Mainland Affairs Council also strongly rebut Global Times. Spokesperson Chiu Chui-jin denounced that, and he said, we have noticed that the extreme comments from the Global Times, Taiwan will continue to defend sovereignty and democracy. Well, as to U.S. latest move toward Taiwan, South Morning China Post published an article with the title, China should stay calm if Trump makes any sudden last move. And it said that Trump might invite more high-level American officials to visit Taiwan. He himself may even make a surprise visit to Taiwan. Well, what will happen in the future? We will have 9 days to go before January 20th. And we will see. That will be the view for today. I'm glad that you joined me, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.